Hey, how are you? Well, it's a pretty taboo topic we're going to discuss right now, and that is sexual misconduct in the medical industry. And unfortunately, this is a very relevant topic right now, and witness to it a few times in my career in the industry. And it's never really something I'm very comfortable talking about. I have never been a part of any type of misconduct towards me, but I have watched it between other parties. So you could see I'm struggling with my words here. You know, I've had many conversations with doctors over the years that, just because you make a joke or say something inappropriate or, physical parts of your body, it's just not the right place for it. Really, it's never appropriate in the workplace, ever. Doesn't have to be in the medical industry. Certainly a lot of it going on. And it's funny, I remember telling my mother, actually, about a story that was happening within a medical practice I was involved with years ago. Like, I thought she was going to be mortified, but she had worked in hospitals her whole life, and she said, "Oh, it happens all the time." So, and she worked in hospitals in New York for many years, and so did my dad. And they both were like, "Oh, yeah, this is relevant, and it's a pretty bad situation." So, fast forward to today, with what is going on in the world of Harvey Weinstein and Matt Lauer and Louis C.K., who I was so disappointed to hear about because I really liked him. It's a real problem. And what I have found with two physicians in particular in my history, two or three actually, what seems to be the common denominator is they love it. They love the drama and they love living on the edge and they really don't care. That's number one, consistent with these people that I'm thinking about. And I think that there's a lot of abuse of power, especially for young women who really don't have the financial means to leave a job, and they feel trapped if they don't say something or do something, or they speak out, or they don't have the affair with the doctor. They, they could lose their job. And then there's always those fun relationships within a medical practice that I deal with all the time. One in particular, there's an ex-girlfriend, a daughter, and an ex-husband who work in the same office. And then there's an affair going on top of that. You can't make this stuff up. I would never dare make this stuff up because I'm not proud to say it, but this is reality, right? And I see it happening more often than I care to admit. And like I said, I have not had to deal with it personally, but I have been the boss many times. So I've had to have very, very uncomfortable conversations. And, one of the things I think that makes me so sad about this, women in particular, really, because this is what I'm exposed to. I haven't yet had this issue happen with men. So I'm going to speak about what I know. And that is that, there's other jobs out there, girls. You don't have to stay. And when I hear that a boss or a doctor has yelled at you, no. If you don't stick up for yourself and stand up for yourself, guess what's going to happen? It's going to happen again and again. So that's, it's abusive. And if you like being in an abusive relationship, you'll stick it out in a job too. So there's just so many opportunities to get a different job. And when I leave the years and I've heard of these things happening and I see that abuse of power happening where, they shower employees maybe with gifts, or they give them a raise, or they buy little treats for them to keep them quiet, to shut them up. And it's not fair because a lot of these women, like I said, are not in a financial situation to stand up for themselves and leave. And they just don't have the confidence, most of them, to, go out and get another job, right? I know that for me, I had one situation where I told a boss way, way back in Manhattan, when he decided to raise his voice to me, I said, my father doesn't talk to me like that, so I'm certainly not going to accept it from you. And guess what happened? He never spoke to me like that again. And I think that the more you stand up for yourself and show your confidence and self-esteem, they'll leave you alone. They're just bullies, you know? So, just a sad situation that there is a lot of sexual misconduct in the medical industry. That's all I've known for a very long time now. So that's why I'm speaking about it, but I'm quite sure it happens everywhere. And it's inappropriate. And the handbook talking about sexual harassment and all that stuff, it's real. I'll tell you what, today in this climate, these doctors that are really walking a tightrope and still saying inappropriate things and doing inappropriate things, their days are numbered because us women be speaking up for them, because I don't think they think of the risk and the outcome of what could really happen. It affects your finances, obviously. It can affect your reputation. And really, what is more important? So for these staff members that actually stay in these abusive work environments, it really speaks to who you are and how you feel about yourself. I believe, and this is, knowing from the history of my career, that if, God forbid, things didn't work out doctor whispering, which it seems to be going pretty well, I would just go get another job, and I would go to a job that I want to be at. I wouldn't just take the first one that popped out. But I do think that people get stuck and they get locked into this, maybe I'm not going to make the money somewhere else, or I don't want to start over. It's just silly. So you don't want to start over, but you want to put up with, Dr. Shlomo saying inappropriate things to you or yelling at you. Yeah, it doesn't fly with me. So lots of hard conversations this week. And even a friend that was going to take a job, she knew that the person that worked there was a dirtbag. It's like, what is more, what is it? Is it the money? Because I get that when you're young. I get that when you're in a pinch, or, well, I actually don't get it. I'd rather scrub toilets than be mistreated. So I hope you feel the same. All right, well, that's it for now. There's plenty of jobs out there, people, just so you know. Plenty. If you're looking for one, send me your resume. Sharon at thedoctorwhisperer.com. I'll help you. Ciao, and have a great weekend. Spread some holiday joy and be kind. And for God's sakes, doctor, stop being so inappropriate. It's ridiculous. Look at a hobby.